Jerry Brown here with Jerry Brown Travels.
Lori here.
This is going to be part 2 on the video that we made that we were scammed on a remodel home project here. I'm as mad as hell.
Yes, me too. We get so frustrated and so mad about this construction. We're supposed to be done on time, but we're not. Now we waste our time in 8 months already and never done yet. Not even a halfway.
And we got a lot of comments, great comments, and we would like to share with you those comments and our reply. And so what we're going to do, we're going to run a little bit of a tape when people have made a comment and let you listen what they had to say, and then we will then answer the comment. Well, this comment here, Lori, is for you. And maybe if you remember our first video where Lori has said that she would pound him and punch him in the face, the contractor, if he was here. We were scammed.
That was, if he was on my face or if I find him, I just want to punch him in the face. I don't care who they are because the word come out, it doesn't match with what they
here's
say.
A lady that has commented, and let's see what she has to say.
Oh my goodness. We are so sorry to see and hear your issues with your remodel. That really stinks. And we've learned, do not make Lori mad. She will punch you in the face, winking face. If you need a backup, Lori, I'm your gal. We will kick booty.
But thank you.
so we have a backup that can come. Yeah, you don't want to cross Lori. She's real gentle and kind 99.9% of the time. But man, when somebody crosses that line with her, watch out, because she can be a tiger. Another comment that was made by a lot of people was, hire a reputable contractor. Did you get their credit references? Did you check out their work? Did you talk to your friends about who they're going to hire? Well, the ironic thing about this, we had hired our contractor, huh, Dolores?
Yeah, well, the thing is, before we go to this guy, he been work for us for year to year, just fixing like a toilet broken, a sink broken, or do the little floor, make like a very good job, seems like very good job. And now we kind of trust him, like a plumber broken, he come help out fix and things like that. And then so when the pandemic come up, and he called, Jerry, I need a job. Do you have any job? So we think, oh yeah, so we're gonna move to this house and then remodeling the kitchen the way I like it. But seems like we trust him, but it turned to be bad. It's bad that I can't stand it. The soon he get the money, I don't know what he do with it. He didn't buy our applying. He didn't do with our house. He used that money to someplace else. Yeah, it's been middle of the February house supposed to be done, but we gave them a little more time. But even little more time, another month and another month and another month until 8 months is still not done.
Yeah, so now we're sitting here with an unfinished kitchen, and the contractor has fled. He ran away. Of course, what did he run away with? Our
money.
Money. And so, where have we been frustrated? Yes. Okay. So the point we're trying to make with answering this part of a comment is that we did have him work for us. He would even come on a Sunday. We had some repairs that broke, needed immediate care. He even came on a Sunday, to repair them. And so we felt we did everything right. And he worked for us. So that's why we hired him. And it, just like Lori said, it just blew up on us.
So sorry for your frustration. We had this happen to us in California 2008. We felt so disappointed. Needless to say, we never pay up front and we never go with the cheapest estimate.
That is great advice.
That is a great advice. We didn't follow the rule, isn't it? That's a great advice. I tried to tell Jerry not to pay in front, but he said, oh, he's okay. I feel sorry to the family. And this is what happened. So you're sorry to somebody, and then somebody knocked your head.
Yeah, we're definitely following that prescription going forward. Any other construction sites or jobs or anything. Maybe we'll never do that again. Maybe we've learned our lesson, but who knows? Another comment that I'm going to let you listen to right now, but I made a mistake. I think I made a mistake. At least this comment, she's telling me that I made a mistake. I want you to listen to this.
I have been living in construction for more than 2 years. My first contractor took me for tens of thousands. Like you, I paid and have receipts. But the lawyers say, you may win but he doesn't have money. I have a great guy now. Contact me if you want a good, honest, reliable guy. Don't hire Lalo for cabinet work.
Okay, now here she tells me she's had frustrations, right? And she's been in construction for 2 years. She tells me not to hire this particular contractor to finish the cabinets. Guess what? I did hire him. I checked him out. I checked out his work. A friend of ours used him, did a beautiful job and everything else. I have paid him half up front. He started the job and he's about halfway completed with the job. He just needs to put the doors on and have it painted and then put the drawers in. So I hope I haven't got stung another time. We're going to see. I've done everything right, but we'll see if how it works out. I'll give you an update. He tells us, he says, listen, if you give me 60% up front, I can have it done in 30 days. Well, let me tell you, typically you don't give 60%. 50% may be okay. Well, we gave him the 60% because we wanted to get the job done early or at least on time. As we said in the first video that we gave the contractor 60% down, and then eventually we paid him off everything that was in the contract, even so he didn't finish the job. And then somebody asked me, did you pay him extra? Well, we did. Like Lori says, we bought gas, we did repairs on his car. We paid him beyond that contracting price. I was stupid. I mean, to be honest with you, I was a monkey. I fell out of the tree and I, have had a lot of frustration because I'm going to blame it on Lori too, we both were extra generous. And so we've learned a lesson that we don't want to be that generous, we want to be fair. And so I hope this contractor that's promised he's going to do this job is going to be able to complete it for us. Another comment.
Okay.
Jerry, I hope you have put your bad contractor's name out on expat social media so no one in the area uses him.
We did get a lot of comments that people said, you need to go on Facebook and the different public, announcement type of platforms and tell people here that what his name is and just sort of expose him. We're not going to do that. We don't feel comfortable with doing that. We've had a bad experience. It's sort of the saying, walk a mile in my moccasins. We don't know what he was going through. Definitely, he took on a job that was way over his head. And he also definitely was not a good manager. He didn't manage his funds. And he probably, like a lot of small contractors, doesn't have a checking account for the business and say a savings account or a checking account personal and keep them separate. He had to be commingling funds. And as the pandemic was getting worse and people weren't hiring people, they didn't want contractors in their house. And so we're guessing that what he ended up doing was taking the money and spending it on his family. So we don't want to be vindictive. We don't want to, that's why we didn't mention his name or his face in the first video. I take responsibility because a lot of it too would be my responsible. Why didn't I, stay to the contract? Why didn't I only give him 50% down? I know that stuff. I've been around construction a lot. I know that stuff. Why did I, basically not follow the construction guidelines, of good business? So I take partial responsibility that it's been my fault too, because I didn't want to step up. And sometimes we do this. We're a little afraid of asking. And I think that's what it was. I was sympathetic on one hand, but I was a little afraid, to push him, because I could sense that he was under a lot of stress himself. So we're not going in that direction because we don't feel that's going to serve us anything or serve him any. And so hopefully anybody else that may hire him will listen to this video, and they will make sure that they get the proper context. If somebody contacts me and says, what about, then I would expose. I would say, okay, don't use him. It's not reliable. He ripped us off. I would, tell the whole story. But at this point, we're not going to broadcast it on social media pages out there. So it's a small town, it's a small village, and we don't want to injure him, because we're not people that deal in revenge. So we take responsibility for ourselves, and hopefully he will in the future.
Yeah, if he watched this video, he will know what we're talking about, because he have our website too. So, well, we don't want to do that to hurt him, or if we think we're gonna hurt him, it's gonna hurt the whole family.
Yeah.
So we don't want to do that.
No.
Let it go, release it out. Even though I'm so angry and frustration, but I manage myself to let it go. This is my karma. So I'm not gonna punch his face. I'm sorry. Or the way I met, I'm going the same day if I see him. But now I calm down, so I'm not gonna do that. Okay, sorry I had to say that in radio.
Now this is an interesting comment. Listen real closely and hear what his advice to...
Do not employ individual contractor. Use licensed company, like Lowe's, Home Depot, or whatever they have in Mexico that is similar.
Well, that comment definitely comes from somebody that lives in the United States, and where you can go to Lowe's and you can hire a contractor, say, to rebuild your kitchen, and they're licensed, and so they're been checked out by Lowe's, and that's not a bad way of going. If you can do that, here in Mexico, there's no such thing. We do have a Home Depot, but they don't have a kitchen design center. In fact, they sell very few cabinets in there, and so we don't have a contractor's licensing board here in Mexico, and so there's no way of checking it out. In the States, you can call up the licensing board, find out if they are current on their license, if they pay their insurances, and is there any feedback or negative comments about them. And that's what we typically would do if we were in the States, but we don't have that here, and you're relying on people to recommend people and stuff. And so, as we say, we had used this contractor before, and that's why we went in that direction. So there's no such thing down here like that type of a service that you could get through a Lowe's or a Home Depot and like that. The thing that was so frustrating is because he didn't come back. He didn't, return calls. He did. At times we would then. He'd say, could you meet us to give me money? And we would drive to a location. He'd show up for those estimates, But when it came to delivering parts or anything like that, he didn't show up. So one of the comments said, well, you got ripped off in Mexico there. Why don't you take it to the police department and, you know, complain? Well, the police department is not going to do anything for a contract type of a situation here. One of the things that's very different in Mexico, you don't sue. People do not sue people here. And if you try to sue somebody, let's say for a really extreme bad situation, it could be tied up in courts for years. So you don't go in that direction. There's no small claims court here. In the States, what we could have done, we could have went to the small claims court, presented our case, and then had a ruling on it. But nothing like that here in Mexico. We did get a lot of comments where people have told us their stories and their horror stories and what problems they have had with it. Here is another person that shares their experience here in Mexico. Now, people have said that it's not just in Mexico, and that's correct. You know, in the United States, Canada, we got comments from them that said they had the same problems there. So it's not anything specific about Mexico. We're not trying to say that. This is just our experience that we've had with this project.
Sorry this happened to you. My brother is dealing with something similar with his house built in San Nicolas. It's been months, 6 to 8, since the carpenter should have been done. He's done just a fraction of the work and has every sort of excuse. I've learned not to use a mobile contractor, only established ones with a store even if it costs more.
Yeah, that's good advice. And so we're following that advice, getting the repairs done. Well, we want to thank you for making all the comments and rallying around us. We really appreciate your support that you have given us, you know, and it's very gratifying to know that people have watched the video, that they have learned something, we hope. And so that's our objective, is to try to inform people on things to do or not do. In our particular case, not do. Hopefully we entertain you at times. Bleeper.
I was so mad to go. Oh, well, that's not.
Also, we would like you to
Subscribe if you didn't subscribe yet, or leave us a comment or thumb up. That we are very appreciate that, and what we get it from the people who watching. So the more viewing, the more happy we are. Well, thank you so much to everybody who watching our video,
and especially thank you patrons for participating in that program and helping the Mexican people. Thank you very much.
Adios.
Adios.